For nearly a decade, the Dirilish Ertuğrul and Kurlus Osman series dominated international television. They were massive, multi-year epics that ran for hundreds of episodes, building a dense narrative around the origins of the Ottoman state. The latest entry, Kurlus Orhan, carried that same weight of expectation. Fans expected a sprawling, multi-season saga detailing the conquest of Bursa and the transformation of a tribal beylik into a structured regional power. Instead, the series collapsed into dust after just 26 episodes. It concluded with one of the most confusing, abruptly executed finales in recent television memory. We have to look at why a highly anticipated sequel, backed by a massive historical franchise, was forced to shut down so violently. Going into episode 26, the plot had spent hours building up to the Battle of Pelikanon. Audiences were primed for a massive military confrontation. Instead, the narrative stops dead in its tracks. This timeline shows the sudden jump the producers implemented. The screen rips away from the 1300s, skipping ahead into the 1400s Ottoman interregnum. A mentor dictates Orhan's entire life and death to Prince Murat, leaving a massive void of history in between. Decades of intricate plotting vanish. Beloved characters die off screen. Rivalries wrap up with spoken exposition. Ending a character-driven saga with a detached exposition dump breaks the audience's bond with the story. The Turkish television industry operates on a brutal, rapid-fire business model. Network patience is virtually non-existent, and shows survive purely on their immediate week-to-week performance. This chart tracks the viewership of the show over its 26-episode run. You can see it starts strong, but quickly takes a steep dive toward the red baseline of 1.0 in the total category, a metric representing the general television audience. The ATV network management looked at those plummeting numbers and made an immediate decision. Kurlus Orhan would not be renewed for a second season. This late cancellation order left the writing team scrambling. They were forced to take years of planned, intricate historical narrative and cram it into a single, frantic episode. This disorienting finale was a triage maneuver, forced by the immediate collapse of the business side. The show promised grand military strategy and state building. The actual scripts delivered something different, which drove the ratings down in the first place. The writers pivoted heavily into daytime soap opera tropes. Episodes bogged down in petty shouting matches and repetitive poisoning plots between Princess Asporcha and Nilüfer. Geographically, the Ottomans were expanding across the vital territories of the Bosphorus and Marmara regions, but the show largely ignored this scale, locking its characters inside palaces to focus on localized drama. Time spent on those soapy plots meant the finale had no room to breathe. The pacing became so broken that the writers couldn't even manage to film a meaningful final scene between Orhan and Nilüfer. When a historical epic abandons political intrigue for cheap melodrama, it alienates the core demographic that tuned in to watch history unfold. The reaction across Reddit and YouTube suggests a community in mourning. Fans describe a loss that feels more personal than standard internet disappointment. This franchise served as a gateway to Islamic history for a global audience. Fans spent years drawing real-life inspiration and moral grounding from these specific characters. Treating a culturally significant historical figure with a careless send-off reads as a breach of trust to a loyal audience. The ATV network has already moved on. Industry reports confirm they are prepping a brand new period drama called Aşk ve Taht to fill the empty time slot. In the actual history, the figure of Orhan Gazi left a legacy that deserved better execution on screen. Ultimately, the series will be remembered for the hasty, unearned way it dismantled its own narrative.